Monday, August the 29th, 2022, and slightly different area for me today. I'm up in Leicestershire and I'm about to undertake a 8.5 mile Burton Lazars circular from the village hall here. Country walking magazine walk. Weather's okay, quite mild, bit breezy mind, so there might be some interference on commentary. As I say, it's veering on cloudy at the minute, but the sun does poke out occasionally. It's around 20 degrees. Okay, so immediately out the car park, first style of the day, and not too keen on these notices. Enter at your own risk. Don't like the sound of that at all. It's not very considerate. In this case, it's only sheep, so we're okay. But had it been cattle, different story. Then blow me, speak of the devil, in the very next field, some young bullocks, who, as you can see, are very interested. Pretty decent vista on my left, above the hedgerow here. Okay, that was a pretty tough half mile of field crossing because the farmer hasn't reinstated the path, and I would say that this field has been ploughed more than 2 weeks ago for sure. So it's not looking like they're particularly walker friendly up here. Across the field, a muddy field, you encounter a sign like this. It says it all, doesn't it? Views back whence I've come. Just over a mile in. Walking down a track presently called Sandy Lane, which clearly isn't very sandy these days. Just stood by the 148 metre spot height here, and that ahead of me is Burrow Hill, where I have been previously, but it rained that day so I couldn't film it. Burrough Hill Country Park, to correctly name it. A couple of wind turbines up there on the hill I notice, spinning pretty rapidly today. I'm seeing lots of ash on this walk, most of it afflicted as well with dieback, but hopefully it will survive, as I've previously mentioned. So as you can see, idiots up here dumping stuff as well, and I can no longer report this because Pathwatch is definitely unavailable now. That's from August the 23rd. We're now on the route of NCN 64. So we're now joining a track, turning left, called Moscow Lane, which looks like it could be a nightmare in the winter after heavy rain. As you're possibly aware, this area, not far from Melton, a couple of miles from Melton, is predominantly sheep, thankfully, but as you have already seen, there are the odd bit of cattle around. So just had a 5-minute respite, shower of rain which I could see coming. Wasn't forecast today, albeit it is cloudy. Anyway, no harm done yet, as I aim to take lunch on top of Burrough Hill. So once again, this is the quality of the furniture that you get provided with by the farmers up here. Absolutely shocking. Yeah, so why don't you get a proper kissing gate installed? Unbelievable. Yeah, I'd rather this lot than a herd of cattle. Even if they are coughing and spluttering. So we're now crossing this lane, taking this footpath over the stile into Burrough Hill Covert. Just gone 2 o'clock, so this makes an appropriate lunchtime stop for me. Now entering Burrough Hill, onward journeys left here at this plethora of signs, but I'm going to respite. Yeah, there's cattle around somewhere. These are very fresh. That looks like a good lunchtime stop to me. Just gone 2. 2:45, lunch has been had. Time to press on. And hopefully we won't get any more showers, but it's looking a bit ominous. I'm just going to walk up to the fort for the viewpoint, see what's what up there, see if I can get a better view than I did last time when it was actually pouring down. Funny enough, all the cattle are up here on the top of the hill. It's fair enough, they're obviously used to people because this is a bit of a honey pot in this area, so quite a lot of people around today. But this is why it's a honey pot. Decent view from this fort, former fort. Got a indicator here of various places. North behind me, east over the left shoulder, south over there. Wonderful. It is clear, very clear, even if the sun isn't out at the moment. Very sharp. Now looking west. No aircraft noise here either. Lovely small fields. Plenty of wildlife around. Judging from the roadkill that I've seen on the roads. Plenty of gorse here on the leeward side of the fort. Not in flower though, unusually. So one of those varieties that currently isn't in flower. There usually is one though, so I read. By the way, it was 210 metres trig point up there, so about 640 foot up, just to give you some idea. So it's about similar to the South Downs. So as you can see, we're on something here called the 10th Battalion Trail. Rise Hill Spinney on the map. So we're now following the Dalby Hills Path, a permissive path created by the Ernest Cook Trust. Through some lovely mixed woodland here. Lovely section of walking this, which also constitutes the Leicestershire Round and the Jubilee Way apparently. And there is a potential picnic stop which would probably equate to exactly halfway in, just there on my left, overlooking the village of Dalby. I think it's Little Dalby. There is said hamlet or village. I might be wrong, but could just be a couple of houses, I don't know. Some TV transmitter in the distance. I'm in the interestingly named Burrough Hill Spinney now, and by this finger post we turn left here, leaving Dalby Hills behind us. The GPS track for this walk goes off to visit that church, probably half a mile away, but I'm not going to bother today. Little Dalby Church, I believe, or more properly it's attached to the hall, Little Dalby Hall. Approaching Little Dalby, more rustic scenes. So here's a bit more information about the Ernest Cook Trust, which is an educational charity apparently, and we are still on the Jubilee Way, as you can see, walking through Little Dalby, and this looks like their headquarters. Ollie's Farm Education Centre, learning from the land. I like that ethos. Nice village sign there. Yet another field that hasn't been reinstated. Eventually you might find, if you're lucky, as I was, this yellow top post indicating that you're in the right place and the onward journey's clear. Of course it's thanks to GPX technology that makes life so much easier. What a wonderful little butterfly, eh? Is that a brimstone or a speckled wood? Or was it? And how's that for footpath maintenance, eh? You can't see any direction indicator on that at all. Ridiculous. It's about a metre deep in brambles. According to the map, there's a moat behind those trees over there. Our onward journey, not aided by any marker posts however, is straight on at Burton Lazars in the distance. I'm stood on a bridge over a ditch here, again as down south, very little water in it. and another field crossing that hasn't been reinstated. Okay, here we are on the main road, we're almost at it. The GPX track takes you into this corner, but presently some kind of work's going on there, so I don't know if that's interfered with the onward journey. Hopefully not, having nearly finished. There's a footpath closure notice there, which ended November last year. It's a water pipe they're putting in, and as you can see, nearly a year on, nowhere near completed, but you can just about squeeze past. Then when you get on the other side of the road, obviously there are roadworks there, so there are traffic lights, easy enough to cross. The onward journey's okay, it seems. There we are, there's Burrough Hill in the distance, whence I've come. Just as I'm about to re-enter Burton Lazars. So I've just come up Pepper's Lane, and the Jubilee way isn't indicated at the bottom of it, but as I said, with the GPX you're never far wrong. So we're now doing a left, leaving the Jubilee way behind us and going to have a little look at the church, which is the grand finale really. So this is St James's Church, Burton Lazars, which has an interesting history if you Google it. Very interesting headstones here. Not sure what they're made from. Never seen these before. It's almost like slate of some kind, but that might be part of the history that I'm referring to. If you look in a search engine. As you can see, there's a lot of them in here. Interesting piece of architecture here by the entrance gate as well. What a wonderful little tower, very odd. Almost non-existent. And from the front, with plenty more of these headstones. So here we are, coming up 4:45, 3.5 hours later, 8.5 miles. Decent enough walk. Clearly, as I've indicated in the walk, or on the walk, Leicestershire County Council are way behind on their footpath maintenance, even further behind than the ones I have to deal with normally. So I wasn't impressed with that too much. Despite one little 5-minute shower, weather held out, decent walking temperature, and some decent scenery from up on high. So yeah, slightly different area this time, but nonetheless a decent enough walk. So that's Country Walking Magazine's Burton Lazars circular via Burrough Hill Country Park. Till the next time.